Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. I'm going to be talking about a number of topics today, and I'm going to start with some cheating going on by the USA in the Olympics. I'm also going to be talking about the Pegasus hacking and also some other hacking that's going on around the world and why USA is blaming China. I'm also going to be talking about China's new nuclear deterrence, and I'm going to finish off with why some Hong Kong banks may need to choose between US and China, and especially why there is a big danger that HSBC might be kicked out of Hong Kong. I'll explain why. Anyway, before I start, guys, if you can kindly help with subscribing to the channel, commenting, liking, sharing, whatever you can to help promote the channel. If you really like the video, I would appreciate if you would join my Patreon, or you can buy me a coffee. As you know, a lot of my videos do not get monetized because of the sensitive subjects I talk about and because it's very political, so any help would be appreciated. Also guys, I'm doing a new service in my Patreon where any members that join the platinum membership will be able to request a video that's very important to you, or request a video that's want me to cover. I will do the video, I will do all the research, I will do all the work, and then we will work on it together. We will edit it based on your needs, and then we will upload it, and I will give you all the credits as well. So if anyone wants to do that, please head on to the Patreon, and the instructions are there. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the show. So I was reading the New York Times today, and as you do, I was interested in what the New York Times has to say about China and the news around the world. So I was looking at the Olympics table, and initial glance, you don't really see anything wrong, and you can see the medals table here. You see United States at the top, China at the second, and Japan at the third. And then I noticed the gold medals, and United States has got 10 gold medals, China's got 11, and I'm thinking, hang on a second, how can United States be at the top when it's won less gold medals than China? And then I did some more research, and it looks like they're counting bronze medals as well. So it's a total number of medals they're counting, and in terms of total number of medals, they won more medals than China, so they're putting United States at the top. But this is a kind of cheating, guys. So this means if China wins 20 gold medals and United States wins 1 gold medal, but it wins about 20 bronze medals, they're going to put United States at the top. And it's not fair. So let's put this the other way around, shall we? Say China wins 1 gold medal but wins 20 bronze medals, and United States wins 10 gold medals and wins 9 bronze medals, for example. In their theory, China would be top, right? So it seems to me that they're cheating. They're making up these rules as they go along. So right now it's the number of medals. They put United States on top. If United States suddenly starts winning a lot more gold medals and China starts winning a lot more bronze medals, say China wins more medals than United States, I'm sure they're going to change the rules again and find a way to put United States at the top again. This is not fair, guys, and this is the New York Times we're talking about. This is not some Ponzi news article. This is one of the biggest media outlets out there. And seriously, this is ongoing on another number of United States media articles I've seen, and this is like cheating, guys. Seriously, I have no idea what the hell they're doing. They've politicized the Olympics, now they're cheating with the medals tables. I mean, what next? I want to also show you this anti-vaccine demonstrations going on in UK and all over the world. There's violent demonstrations going on all over the world, including France and America even, and all over Europe. Basically, these anti-vaccinations, anti-lockdown protests, people who are obviously following a conspiracy theory that this vaccine, this COVID doesn't exist. And look at this, guys. Let me show you. as you can see, guys, it's happening all over the world. There's a lot of violence going on, and there's also people who are breaking into the shopping centres and things like that. You can see this is all in London, and there's thousands of them following these conspiracy theories. And it's the same conspiracy theories that are coming up with lab leaks as well from China. So you got one side not believing there's COVID out there, think it's a government conspiracy to control the people, and then you got the other side where you think these guys are thinking, oh, it's a lab leak coming out of China. It just shows the brains of the people that we got here in UK. I mean, we're not talking about one or two people here. We're talking about thousands of them, thousands who are protesting all over London, even Europe. As you can see, guys, there's absolutely thousands and thousands of them. There's not even one or two. There's absolutely thousands filling up the streets of London, as you can see. So it just goes to show how stupid people are, really, because you got thousands of people not believing there's a virus going on, and you got hundreds of thousands of people thinking this virus is leaked from a lab in China. And you can see how stupid people are, how easily they are, how easily they are led with conspiracy theories, etc. Feed these conspiracy theorists, and there they go. There they go. It's crazy. In Paris, you can see that they're using tear gas as well. And these demonstrations are happening all over the world. It's not even one country. It's happening everywhere, all over Europe, in America, parts of Asia, South America. It's crazy, absolutely crazy, guys. And it just goes to show how unintelligent people are around the world, and how easily led they are by, conspiracy theories, or it's just really ridiculous, the state of human beings. There's not many people who are actually there to think for themselves. They're like sheep. One person mentions the conspiracy theories and they all start following. And it's absolutely ridiculous, guys, absolutely ridiculous. The next story is the Western media is also picking up that Chinese are building a second nuclear missile silo field. Last month they reported that China has increased missile silo field by extra 100. So they also now discovered a second nuclear missile silo field. So I want to also bring up this article that Global Times has been mentioning as well. And you can see the title, US triggers China's urgency to strengthen nuclear deterrent. And which is right, guys. I mean, USA has got over 6,000 nuclear weapons, and China's only got 300. So when it comes down to a nuclear war, America has got a potential to completely destroy China with 6,000 nuclear weapons all over China. And if China fights back, it can probably destroy one or two cities, and that's it. Because America's a big place, you see. And I know what you guys say that a lot of nuclear weapons, it can destroy the whole world and stuff, but there is something called a tactical nuclear weapon where it doesn't create as much nuclear power as what was dropped in Hiroshima and things like that. Basically, these are tactical nukes, so if you drop them in a military site, you're guaranteed to destroy that whole military site rather than it going all over the cities and things like that. So there are a lot of tactical nukes out there, because America knows that if it drops 6,000 bombs, nuclear, if it drops 6,000 Hiroshima bombs on China, the whole world will pretty much explode, right? I mean, it's just not going to be good. So what they've created is tactical nukes, and these tactical nukes, they produce less radioactive material and things like that, and the explosives are not as big as what was dropped in Japan. So these do exist, and they were dropped in Afghanistan. So during the Afghan war, there was a lot of terrorists hiding out in mountain caves and things like that. So what America was doing, they were dropping a lot of tactical nukes in the mountains, and And these tactical nukes were pretty much destroying mountains and any caves inside them. And they were doing that in Afghanistan, and a lot of the West had ignored it. There's newspaper articles and stuff saying how much America had used tactical nukes in Afghanistan, but people just didn't really care. They thought, oh, they're killing terrorists, so it doesn't really matter. The world pretty much put a blind eye to what America was doing. So, I mean, if America has 6,000 nukes, shouldn't China have 6,000 nukes as well? Because think about it, guys. If America suddenly gets all the allies involved, like NATO, and you got the Quad and stuff like that, and all of these countries start throwing nuclear bombs at China, 300 nuclear weapons is not enough for China to fight back against all of these countries. It's got to fire a lot of weapons at America, India, Australia, Japan. You know, all of these countries are throwing nukes at China. China's got to be able to have some sort of deterrent to fight back and throw nukes back. And even if you fire a nuke, you've got to also understand that a lot of these nukes would be destroyed by anti-ballistic weapons, or there might be ways America might have a very good defense against nuclear weapons, and you know, half of them, even most of them, will be destroyed in the atmosphere, or some of them might not even work. So you got to kind of say how much of these 300 nuclear weapons would actually hit the US. So China has every right to have exactly the same number of nuclear weapons as America, mainly because of deterrent, and also, you know, if all these countries come together like NATO and the Quad, and all of them start throwing nuclear weapons at China, China's got to throw, you know, some back at each country. So it's got to have a good number of deterrents. That's the reason why, there's a reason why Russia had 6,000, you know, nuclear weapons as well, same as America. You know, it needed that 6,000 for a full deterrent, not only against America, but all of its allies. You can see how Russia is pretty much surrounded by NATO and American bases and things like that. So they need 6,000 to protect themselves. Otherwise, why would Russia have 6,000? There's a reason for that. They need that many to be able to protect themselves and to have enough of a deterrent to stop NATO and America. So what America and NATO has been doing, I mean, they've been pretty much surrounding China. They've been very much on a war footing. They're talking about war every time. They're talking about, you know, attacking China. They're talking about nuking China. And even Biden, you can see Biden here says he warns cyber attacks could lead to real shooting war with a major power. And he's obviously talking about China. He's not talking about Britain, is he? He's obviously talking about China, because he's saying that China's been doing lots of cyber attacks to the US, and you can see the Five Eyes here. Five Eyes warn about hacking dangers in wake of China cyber attacks. And a lot of these cyber attacks and stuff, there's no evidence, guys. There's the same thing as, you know, USA coming up with evidence that Russia was doing cyber attacks. There's no evidence for that, absolutely none. They're just using an excuse to put sanctions on Russia. And also, you got to remember Pegasus as well. Pegasus is hacking system, and it's the biggest form of cyber attacks to individuals all over the world, and it's a Israeli spyware. And recently it's been found out that this Israeli spyware has been sent by government officials all over the world. And you can see here, speaking on Friday in the wake of a series of reports about alleged use of Israeli-made Pegasus spyware by a number of governments worldwide, Rahul Gandhi called for officials in India to investigate how widespread the impact was against Indian state and institutions. So this spyware was basically, you can see here, phone numbers of 50,000 individuals was targeted around the world, and more than 1,000 were from India, and 300 affected individuals affected so far. So you can see this Pegasus thing was going on all around the world, and nobody's talking about it. Nobody's, you know, putting sanctions on Israel. Nobody's saying we're going to go to war with Israel. You know, people are pretty much doing nothing about it. And this is actual proof. And when there's no proof against China, for example, when there's no proof about hacking by China, they want to go to war with China. So China increasing its deterrence with nuclear weapons is right. I agree with it, to be honest. I don't agree with using nuclear weapons. I mean, but having a deterrent at least stops America from nuking China or using nukes as a weapon. So yeah, and also it would scare countries like NATO. I mean, if Russia didn't have so many nukes, NATO would have attacked Russia a long time ago. America would have attacked Russia a long time ago. Because of Russia's nukes, that's the only thing that's keeping them protected. So I'm completely against using nukes, but I'm not against having nukes as a deterrent. I think if you can use it as a deterrent, then I'm all for it. So on to the next story, guys. So the final story I want to talk about is this anti-sanction bill that China has recently come up with. And I saw this article saying Hong Kong banks may need to choose between US and China. Foreign banks will risk being punished by China or US as Beijing expected to impose this anti-sanctions law in the city. So, you know, a lot of sanctions that America proposes against China. So if any of these banks basically could confirm with USA and start using these sanctions against China, these banks are going to be kicked out of Hong Kong. And we're talking about HSBC here. HSBC is the biggest criminal bank in Hong Kong at the moment. And this is the reason why when Meng is in Canada, and they pretty much lied and put on a lot of shit. HSBC did, and HSBC is basically a poodle for America. Whatever America says, HSBC does, while they're in Hong Kong making money out of Hong Kong, making money out of China. So companies like this should be kicked out, really, if they listen to US and if they listen to US sanctions, and rightly so. And this is one of the good things that come out of this anti-sanctions law. And there's an article here. It says here, Xiao Zhe-tat, a political commentator and popular YouTuber, said the implementation of anti-sanctions law would have a big impact on Hong Kong-based banks and financial institutions, as they would be forced to take sides when US imposed sanctions on Hong Kong and Chinese officials and companies. Chow said these banks would be punished by Beijing if they implement US sanctions in Hong Kong, or they would face secondary sanctions imposed by the US if they followed Beijing's orders. So you can see they're going to be stuck either following China's orders or following US orders. And if they follow US, they're going to be out of there. They're going to be kicked out, pretty sure. And if they want to stay in China, if they want to stay in Hong Kong doing business, then they need to listen to China. If they want to head off to America and work there, then leave Hong Kong then and work in America and do your business in America. And I think this anti-sanction rule by Beijing is a great tool, and I hope this happens, and it's going to scare a lot of companies into not listening to the US. And if they do listen to the US, then I'm pretty sure they would be kicked out of Hong Kong, and rightly so. So anyway, guys, that ends my quick story, story of the days. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, share, whatever you can to help promote the channel. And if you really like the video, don't forget to join my Patreon or buy me a coffee. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.